When talking about the immense difficulty in Geometry Dash, only a handful of people possess the necessary skill and equipment to pass these one-of-a-kind levels of difficulty. However, players being players and not humans have crossed the boundaries to a limit no other has, denying everything that was thought as previously impossible. Even so, there's a player that stands out from the crowd, one that is full of history and skill, one that is better than you. We're of course talking about the history of WarGack. How did this legend rise up? The Vietnam War caused many differences in our today's scene. That's the wrong script. Our story first situates in a small city in Russia named Moscow, back in the late 1970s. Back then, the first actual video games would be brought into Russia through the forms of arcades. Classics such as Morskaya Boy would be seen, which, if inspected closer, is an early form of the best game ever, Geometry Dash. The reason for this is the explosion factor the game has. I mean, it looks exactly like the death effect you'd see in the actual game, and the spinning death animation perfectly describes the pain and desire to never play again. Despite that, the popularity through these forms of games was never really seen, and something more unique and interesting would have to be made to grab the attention of the wanted buyer. The 1980s, a year of culture and new inventions. After seeing little to no success in these previous video games, highly skilled engineers would attempt to copy Nintendo and make portable video game devices to increase the want to buy them. To many people's surprise, this greatly increased the popularity of video games and the overall video game community expanded. Unfortunately, however, with many people being rubbish at the games, few people would show their true potential and mastery inside these immense video games that were being sold inside the Soviet Union. That is, until decades later. The Olympic Games, the Mars rover, all in the year 2004. However, all of these pale into comparison to the birth of a needed figure, the most important figure in the society, one that would surpass many challenges in his life. On the 3rd of June 2004, Lotka, a young Russian boy situated in the middle of nowhere, would be born. During the early years of his life, Lotka would quickly be invested into these so-called video games and was already slowly being seen as one of the most miraculous children the world has ever seen, almost as the likes of Jesus Christ himself. Unfortunately, however, he didn't see much success in these puny games the world had to offer, and his true capabilities were hidden under the shadow covering his true skill and commitment. Until that changed. As the world progressed and new video games emerged, there was one different game, an original game that came to be. On August 13th, 2013, a Swedish video game developer, Robert Opala, would release the first version of the all-time best video game ever seen, Geometry Dash. Despite not getting much traction in the early stages of its release, Lotka thought otherwise and started attempting some of the hardest levels it had to offer. This turned out to be a great choice for his future career, as despite playing for only a few months, he had already managed to attempt Demon Park in 23 seconds, the hardest level at the time. I mean, he has to do it fast, he'll go past his bedtime or whatever, come on, the kid was still 9 then. Despite the quick progress being made on such levels, he gained zero attention throughout the years of 2013 to 2014, even if he deserved millions. Many theorize that the reason behind his zero notoriety was due to him having no YouTube channel or any social platform in general, but that just doesn't seem right to me. It's been known for a long time now that you can have success in the real world without having any social platform and could get rewarded for your skill in a game through an actual event. My theory, and the most probable one, was that he was being held at a gunpoint by one of his friends or the FBI to prove faster at the video game until they saw the wanted amount of skill level, until he could move on to the next chapter, that being his social media. On the 22nd of December 2014, The gas prices fall to the lowest they have ever been since mid-2009 in America. This allowed Robtop, a man in Sweden, to release his incredible Geometry Dash video game to Steam, allowing people to play from PC. Lotka quickly took note of this and immediately went out to the cold streets of Russia as the true Russian 10-year-old boy he was, asked for 144Hz and got a PC as well, got back and downloaded the game on it. Most people switching to PC would need some time to get used to it, or at the very least not straight up be incredible. However, since Lotka was not like most other people, he managed to beat levels even faster. And when I mean faster, I don't mean more of them in a shorter amount of time, I mean literally faster. With the amount of success he saw while playing on PC, the friend that was holding him at a gunpoint finally stopped him and let him free. Kind of. You see, all the skill he had evolved was good and all, however, it wasn't shown to the public yet. In fact, he hadn't gone outside since he got the game, and the only time he did was to buy a PC to play the game even more, so I don't actually think that really counts. Though in his defense it was a good investment. As the days and weeks passed, putting more thought on this and how it would work out, planning every step, he would finally go and create a YouTube channel on the 6th of February 2015. Theories discussed that it may have been that he was talking to his fellow friend Dream, discussing on how this YouTube thing would work, but others raised their suspicion that he was working at a secret government agency to improve their skills at Geometry Dash, much they needed in a case of war. The theories have no real evidence behind them, but they seem the most likely for this mysterious stillness. So after not uploading for so long and no communication, he finally uploaded on the 27th of October 2015. The video is fairly simple and shows him beating one of the main levels, that being Theory of Everything. However, speculation quickly rose to if this mysterious supposed Lotka was actually Lotka and not someone trying to leech off of his skill. Newspapers all around the globe quickly got the word around them and it was being spread like a wildfire. Lotka being in shock with the amount of criticism he dealt with, he had to make a response back. While he tried proving his legitimacy twice, he ended up being denied both times for apparently not enough evidence, despite sharing these two images. So after that incident of not enough evidence, he would go quiet. For a long time. During his absence, he'd secretly changed his alias from Lotka to WarGack, emphasizing a bit more of the true person he is. This name change prompted him to have so much power that whilst almost making zero progress on a divine level he was working on from the years 2015 to 2016, once the name change had commenced, his progress skyrocketed. While there isn't any evidence for what I just said, it has been proven by psychology that thought is an essential tool to succeed, and WarGack certainly had taken note of that. With the evidence gathered and what he worked on for almost 3 years, and after 2 attempts, this is what he had to offer. Sonic Wave, the hardest level of all time, beaten by the only god Cyclic. However, it was the turn of another god, one named WarGack. Despite moving his wave more abruptly than you sharing your screen on Discord, he managed to complete the level, and here is what he had to say. Sometimes silence says everything. Or his mother was sleeping. As expected, the traction he got was huge, gaining around 10,000 views in about a day, and later reaching 131,000 views, meaning almost the entire world had seen the video. Millions of fans flocked in, leading to a 26% like ratio. What is this? Who dislike bot this? I'm done. Unfortunately, unlike the Russian community, the rest of the globe did not receive the video all too fondly. Negativity spread around and fake rumors about WarGack supposedly hacking the level started to spread. Evidence quickly spread around to WarGack being a supposed hacker, with evidence such as clipping through spikes and making inhuman moves. WarGack immediately had to take action, or else it put at risk his actual life, since he could possibly be sent to prison, as that's what the community does, meaning no internet. While the evidence wasn't concrete enough to justify WarGack as a hacker, people still did, until he'd respond, which is what happened. The date is the 26th of August 2017. We're only waiting a few hours before the big response is out. That's right, WarGack being a Chad gave a big L to everyone that didn't believe him and beat Sonic Wave Rebirth by surpassing and Funny Game. And this time the difference was that it had clicks. With this undisputable amount of evidence to him being legit and showing even more of his true capabilities, no one questioned him from there on out. Respect by all members of the community was given and gathered as much attention as someone trying to act edgy on Twitter or having a horrible take. So here marks the end of the accusations and scandals, and the world tried worrying about more important things, such as global warming. Or did they? Despite all the evidence being, in fact, indisputable, some people decided to say otherwise. One of those was Dark, back then known as Furious Dash. After months of planning and researching, they finally made one big, exposing video. The evidence they provided was pretty solid and shook the media, amassing approximately 2.8 million views. Comments, news spread all around that WarGack was a hacker, and many jumped on this trend, exposing WarGack for the millionth time. This prompted WarGack to provide even more evidence by having normal Russian conversations with his friends. Even then, people accused him of having fake reactions, to which I say, of course, WarGack is so good, why would he have reactions? Even with that, people still weren't convinced, so he had only one choice left. On the 25th of November 2017, WarGack would upload a video confessing to him being a hacker. What the? Despite him saying by himself that he was a hacker, he was most likely forced by many people threatening to take away his PC, something that would be catastrophic to his life. With that huge relief out of his shoulders, it was time to go back. We'd right off the bat see him doing some basic content creation, that is, playing levels by his beloved fans, and we already got to see some of his power. Telekinetic power. During the video, this mysterious phenomenon would occur. He would take his hands off the controls, and the cube would keep going and jumping. While there have been theories and mysteries surrounding supposed superhumans, there hadn't been caught any on camera. Scientists, while having thought of the idea and made up supposed theories on how someone could move an object with their mind, none of them really aligned with WarGack's circumstances, that being in his room. However, since telekinesis could also be referred to psychokinesis, does that mean WarGack is a psycho? Well, of course not, but it does seem like he's some sort of Doctor Strange, or he downloaded Reach in real life. Moving on from this mysterious and crazy event, WarGack would later break the world record and get the first Guinness World Record for the highest amount of clicks per second ever recorded, the old world record being a pathetic number 16 and the new one being what it should have been, 67,841 clicks, which if divided by the amount of time of the level up to that point is 1,541 clicks per second. Pretty impressive. However, it's still not as high as my heart rate at 98%. On the 21st of February, Bloodlust would be verified by Knobbeloboy after more than 100 attempts. Despite it taking around 1.5 years to complete, WarGack showed no hesitation and tried beating the level fast and faster. A mere 1 week later, WarGack would finally slay this beast of a level in only 1,935 attempts and 23 seconds. A new world record speedrun in a level in Geometry Dash. The passion of his completion really showed with a manly victorious scream at the end of the level. Wait, what? People exposed him again? Oh, not this again, come on. Yeah, people wanna try to expose him again, but all I have to say is, get some actual evidence before hating on WarGack being better than you. Get good. In the upcoming years, WarGack would do some minor achievements, like beating After Karabath and getting an unfortunate death at 99% on Yadagarasu by Viper and more, verified by Trusta and uploaded on his account, on Wrapped server, rated and featured. He'd also beat Puberty, or at least die at 98%, shown by his video beating the Golden. Another pretty nice achievement put under his belt. He'd also pursued his career as a music artist, producing 2 songs, which are both featured in the album Warcora, and here is what they sound like. Despite them being one of the first songs he's made, it was an instant hit, gaining millions of listens on Spotify, as well as becoming the national anthem for many countries. The talent shown was insane at this point. Being able to beat many hard levels and being able to make top tier quality music is something that is almost as miraculous as 2.2 ever coming out. During this time, we'd see something surprising. He'd take courses for apparently no reason in English. However, we'd only had to wait, since the biggest thing in his career would commence. On October the 19th, 2020, he'd go and wish everyone, literally. In the video, he mentions that his completions were apparently jokes and no one should take it seriously, and he was upset for all the hate sent at him. Although that may be true, it is not. What really was trying to be said here is that those completions were jokes to him for being so easy and literally free, and was upset to why no demons were hard enough for him to compete anymore. So why is that? Beating something with little stress and attempts is called effortless, which originates from the word effort and less. Effort meaning some dedication put into something, and less meaning less than something. However, you may be effortless, but in a way of archaic faineant, another word for lazy. This is because of a disconnection between the thing one person needs to do, between if they want to do it. While this is natural and perfectly fine, some people are naturally ambitious or have so much love for the thing they're working on, being lazy is just a fake reality to them being brought by many people. This also brings them to the paradox of effort. Easy is not satisfactory, and WarGack wants to be satisfied. The joy of satisfaction of doing something hard outweighs the benefit of doing the same thing but more easily, leading to this paradox effect. For example, climbing a mountain on foot may seem more intriguing and more fun than doing it by car. While people might say you get the same result, the meaning and satisfaction one gets from the experience says otherwise. So this is why humans are lazy and ambitious. And the history of WarGack. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.